All right. Left-hand side of the page, it starts out towards the bottom. We're talking about divorce or death of a relationship or friend for a teenager who just broke up with his girlfriend. Altogether normal to withdraw from ordinary activities and to feel down for a while. Okay, so that's all normal reaction to a crisis. Is that we will all feel down for a little bit, for a while. That's normal. However, that's an acute crisis. So that's a normal reaction for acute. We normally would expect people to feel bad if someone died or if they broke up or whatever. But however, when a person finds the majority of his or her days are characterized by sadness week after week, he or she may indeed have a mental health problem.
What page was that?
803, right-hand side of the page. We're talking about with an acute crisis, there's normal things that we do, and yes, we'll be sad and blue for a few days, whatever. But if it's something that continues on and on and on for weeks and weeks and weeks, we now know that we have a mental health problem. 10-4?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, 817. Suicide patient. All right. Risk factors for suicidal patients. Right-hand side of the page, table 22-3. You might want to really remember number 6, people older than 40, particularly if they're single, widowed, or divorced, if they're alcoholics or depressed. This is a risk factor. Go down 2 more. Another risk factor is chronic debilitating illness, or if you get diagnosed with cancer or something. Go down a couple more bullets. Alcohol and substance abuse. And the one right after that, children of an alcoholic abuse. So know those bullets. Those are all risk factors. It's pretty common sense stuff that you would suspect somebody who would want to, kill themselves if any one of those things were happening. So, but those particular ones, make sure you remember those. All right, go back to 803 again. Right-hand side of the page. Second paragraph. Some people believe anyone with a mental health disorder is dangerous, violent, or otherwise unmanageable. This is also not true. Only a small percentage of people with mental health problems fall into these categories. Okay, next page over, 804. Know what behavior is. It's the first, the left-hand side, first paragraph. Behavior is what you see of a person's response to the environment, particularly his or her actions. So know that definition, you'll be good to go. Page 807. Right-hand side of the page, 1, 2, third paragraph. If your patient is in physical distress, not just mental, but physical, make sure we assess the airway to make sure it's patent and adequate. Then, what do we do? Number 2, well, we evaluate their breathing. And then number 3, we provide the appropriate interventions based on our findings. That's somebody that's in physical distress, not psychiatric distress. So make sure you read those words carefully. They sound similar, but be careful. They're not the same. Page 808, next page over. Saying life changes, these might include hallucinations. Jerry consider Alzheimer's. There it is. Okay. Left-hand side of the page. After the bullets, the second paragraph. In geriatric patients, consider Alzheimer's disease and dementia as possible causes of their abnormal behavior. Determining the patient's baseline mental status will be essential in guiding your treatment and transport decisions and will be extremely helpful to hospital personnel. Well, what does that mean, determining a patient's baseline mental status? How would we get that? We obviously can't ask the patient, right? Right?
Family members and stuff.
So dad, daughter standing there, wife is standing there. So yeah, is this normally how he acts? Is this normal for him? Yes, because he's got Alzheimer's. Oh, okay. All right. So make sure you get a baseline and know that with elderly patients having a psychiatric emergency, it very well could be from their dementia or their Alzheimer's. Page 805. All right. Functional. We're talking about a functional disorder, okay? A functional disorder is a physiological. Now be careful with these words. Make sure it says physiological. It's a physiological disorder that impairs bodily function when the body seems to be structurally normal. Right? So again, we don't know why this person's acting like that. Their head CT is normal. This is normal. That's normal. So it's a physiological disorder that impairs bodily function when the body seems to be structurally normal. Make sure you know that definition. Page 809. Left-hand side of the page, second paragraph. When available, have law enforcement personnel accompany you in the back of the transport. This provides you with additional assistance. So, if a police officer restrains the patient with handcuffs, okay, we're not using soft restraints, it's a cop using handcuffs, the officer must ride in the back of the ambulance to release the cuffs in case of an emergency. So that cop, if he's using cuffs, he's got to ride in the back with us. No ifs, ands, or buts. Page 811. Right-hand side of the page. Looks like the last paragraph, right above where it says restraint. We're going to be talking about delirium, tremor, excited delirium, increased control, patient's agitation continues. Okay, because we're talking about excited delirium. So it can be worsened, right inside the page, right above restraint. Excited delirium can be worsened by stimulant drugs or alcohol withdrawal. So if they're already having excited delirium and now they haven't been drinking or they're on some kind of drugs, it's going to make the excited delirium way worse. 808. Two more. Okay, right-hand side of the page, bottom, very last paragraph. Sometimes even a conscious patient in a behavioral crisis or psychiatric emergency will not respond to your questions. And in those cases, if someone's not responding to you or answering your questions, you may be able to tell a lot about the patient's emotional state from 1, facial expression, 2, pulse rate, 3, respirations. Tears, sweating, and blushing may also be significant. But those are the main ones.
What page was that?
808, right-hand side of the page under secondary assessment, it's going to be the last paragraph. And this is talking about a patient who won't answer your questions, but it's telling that you can tell a lot, or you can tell a lot about their emotional state from 1, facial expressions, 2, pulse rate, and 3, respirations. And obviously tears, sweating, and blushing, but mainly those 3. And last but not least, on the same page, actually the very last sentence on the right-hand side of that 808, that paragraph. Also make sure you look at the patient's eyes. A patient who has a blank gaze or rapidly moving eyes, their eyes are flopping back and forth. So if they have a blank gaze or they're rapidly moving, they may be experiencing a CNS dysfunction. Okay? And that did it. That's all she wrote, guys. So get to studying. I'm on shift on Tuesday. So I'll see you guys on Thursday. And good luck with that. And if you have any questions, just text me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, guys. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Captain, wasn't there one more question that you said that you wanted to remind you about?
Huh?
On like 759, you told us to remind you that there was one more that you couldn't find the page number for, and you would go back to.
Yeah. You found the page? You found the page?
Oh, no, I just thought that we were going to go back to it at the end. But if it was the oxygen thing, then that's all right. I already got it written down.
Yeah. Okay. Super cool. Yep. That was it.